So we're going to be recording this session to show other students. I've got a couple of questions for each of you, and what we'll do is we will share this with other students. Not that I need to say this, but let's say it. This selection is all about making life better for students, so let's keep it fun, fair and friendly. You know, let's talk about the issues, not the person, and let's just have fun with this and get to know our candidates a little bit better. So, we have a number of candidates running for International Students Rep, and we have 3 with us here today. We have Dennis Omondi Otieno, we have Jane Constance, and we have Tejal Chand Donempudi. I'm really glad that you could make it to speak with us today in these strange times that we find ourselves in. So my first question to you all, and I will ask you individually, is to introduce yourself and tell us why students should vote for you to be the next International Students Representative on the Students' Council. So what I am going to do is I'm going to give you 2 minutes each, if that's okay, just to make it fair. And I'm just setting my clock now. So, Dennis, you're the first on my list alphabetically. So if we start with you first, if everyone's okay with that, cracking. Okay, Dennis, the question is yours and you can start now.
First of all, my sincere apologies for coming late to this meeting. I was in another engagement. Secondly, it's only proper that I introduce myself. I'm Dennis from Kenya. It's a pleasure to be here. I think I'm running I'm standing for this role. I'm motivated entirely by my experience. I've been here for a few weeks, and I think I'm motivated by what I've gone through, and I think it's only proper that I don't just stand aside and be a bystander, but also represent most of our students. Settling in here is not easy. It has not been easy. I've seen quite a number of areas for improvement. There are hassles for students to come here. There are misconceptions about students or international students, and I think I'm running to correct all that misconception and just put things straight and help our students settle in easier. We have challenges with our NI numbers, getting NI numbers. We have students challenges with the BRP, with financial challenges for international students, and those are things that I've experienced myself. So if I could go on and on and on and on, I think it's only fair for my 2 minutes to just reiterate that I'm here for the students. I'm courageous enough to face these issues. I know how mountainous the issues are, and I'm ready for the task. Thank you.
Brilliant, thank you very much. Jane, you are next on my list. Do you need the question
No,
stating
it's okay.
again? Okay.
Thank you.
Jane, you have 2 minutes. Here we go. Thank you.
Hi, UCLan. My name is Jane. I'm from Mauritius. I'm a first-year law student at UCLan. I've been actively involved with the Students' Union since the very first day I joined UCLan in September 2019. I'm the chair of the Singing Society and the secretary of the Disabled Student Society. I just love helping out students and being active and being as involved as possible. And being an international student representative is just a golden opportunity to represent all international students out there who are struggling. And my motto in life is to help each and everyone, no matter who they are or where they come from. And I would like to be a source of inspiration and motivation for international students, as studying abroad is very challenging. especially in these hard and peculiar times. Since I also traveled to another country to pursue my studies, I'm mindful of the challenges we face daily. So let's do it together. Let's create a better Euclid. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I forgot. Steph, you're still here?
Stephanie, please unmute. We cannot hear you.
Steph?
I do
You're on
apologise. My mute button was not working. You're all doing very well for time, so thank you very much for that. We do have another candidate, Tejal. Tejal is going to be commenting, and I'm going to be reading out the statement, if that's okay.
I'm so sorry. Can you hear me though? If you can hear me, I'll just say it out loud. If not, I'll type it in.
I think it might be better if we type it out, Tejal, if that's okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay, brilliant. Do you want to just quickly type something out and then we can get that
Yeah.
out? I can say it out loud for you. Just take a few moments, everyone. Take a breather.
You make me afraid because you were mute. I was like, oh.
I am so sorry, Jane. Honestly, you'd think after a year on Teams I would know the mute button better. Maybe the Teams system is trying to mute me. It knows I talk too much.
Yeah, probably.
You're not meant to say that, Jane. You're meant to say, no, everyone was listening to you, Steph. Never mind. So we're just waiting for the statement to come through and then we can read the answer to that question.
Will you edit the video anyway? If
yeah, I'm sure we will.
We have some connection issues and everything. It's so strange, everything happening online.
Everything online, so we make sure that we do our best to give everyone the opportunity to answer as much as we can. Okay, what I will do is I'm going to put the questions in the comments for Tejal so that we can get the responses completely and then we're not struggling like for time. So I think what we'll do is, oh, here we go. So I'm just going to mute a certain microphone. Okay, here we go. Don't worry, it's absolutely fine. We can edit that part out. So here is the statement for the first question from Tejal. Hi, I'm Tejal, and I'm standing for this position based on my experiences. I like to help people as much as I can with anything I could. There are a few people in my journey here to help me out in certain ways, and I know how much it means to me. I want to help out other students in the same way so they can feel better too. So that is from Tejal. So next we're going to move on to the second question. Okay. if possible, if people couldn't mute the mics when they're not speaking, it just helps with background. If that's not possible, I understand completely. Okay, so the next question is, what are the top 3 qualities needed to be an effective representative? And again, going alphabetically, Dennis, you are our first candidate to speak, and your 2 minutes start as soon as you start talking. Okay?
All right. So I think the most important skills that will be required in this role, one will be negotiation skills. I think being in the student union is about being able to negotiate and negotiate properly, because you are representing thousands of students that are really depending on you in a room to help make decisions that impact them in a very, very big way. So I think if you are a good negotiator, that I am, and I have been involved in quite a number of high-stake negotiations as far as leadership is concerned, then that's one of the number one skill that will require there. Number 2 will be communication skill. It doesn't just help to negotiate properly without being able to communicate with your people, with the people you represent, with the management. And I think entirely the effectiveness of a leader or the person who will be representing this student will be anchored in their ability to communicate promptly, communicate clearly, and communicate conclusively and convincingly. And I think that's key, whether it will be in writing or in oral or in whatever way. So I think that will be it. And thirdly, leadership skills will come into being here, remembering and understanding that people have different personalities. People have different personality types, and you are representing people with different interests, diverse culture, diverse understanding. Then you must bring your leadership game into play here. So I think these are qualities that I possess. Negotiation skills, communication skills, leadership skills will be key, and they are not only key, but they are paramount in being an effective international student representative. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Jane, you are next, and your 2 minutes start as soon as you start speaking.
One of the key aspects of being an international student representative is the listening aspect, as we are asked to just listen what matters for students. And if we listen and if we just help them out, it will be possible to just go for the role and for people to appreciate what we do as well. The second one, I will say communication, but I will approach it differently. I will say one of the issues faced by international students is the language barrier, as we are just a bit afraid for our English to be wrong. I was also in this situation, as English is not my first language, so I just went in the UK and say, okay, it's not my first language, I'm afraid. But it's okay at the end, but the academic team will be just always here to help you out. Just don't be afraid and speak to people. That's my second one.
And do you have a third one, Jane?
You have the right to think.
You can take a couple of moments,
rush.
don't worry.
The third one, I would say a collaboration skill. As being an international student, you will have to speak to the relevant career team or just academic rep to sort our issues. So it will be just good to have these skills to be able to communicate to people and express our struggle.
Thank you very much, Jane. And we now have a response from Tejo. And Tejo believes being polite, to be a good listener, and to be patient so that the people in need can feel at ease to discuss their problems with you. Also, being strong and bold and to be able to communicate is essential for being able to represent them and solve their problems as much as I can. Thank you very much, Tejo.
Steph, please unmute. We cannot hear you.
Still on mute.
It's a terrible thing. So, did you hear me say Tejo's response?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I don't know what's going on with my mute button today. Yeah. Okay, so the third question is, what are the main issues facing international students? Okay, I'll give you a couple of moments to think about that. Okay, and again, we're going in alphabetical order. Dennis, you have 2 minutes from the time you start speaking, and the question again is, what are the main issues facing international students? Thank you.
Steph, I'm not complaining, but alphabetic order put me in a very disadvantageous position because all the time I have to think faster than everyone else. So
absolutely, I mean,
if it were a bit round,
yeah,
but
no
that's
problem.
said and done. I think I'm equal to the task. I think
You're
the main
right. You're great.
here, the main and the key issues here for the international students will be one. Settling in here is not easy, and I want to speak to specifically students who have not arrived in the UK. When you land here, the university has put up some measures to ensure that you settle in as fast as possible. But I want to emphasize that they are far from being enough. You land here, you don't know where your student card is, you don't know where to get your NI number. Some of us paid for those NI numbers and have not even received the forms to fill. We don't know who to complain to. Some students have never received their BRP. Hundreds of responses to the Home Office are not being responded to. We didn't know how to get bank accounts. I got mine 2 weeks later and I had to rely on people. So those are kind of really personal things that you will face when you reach here and when you touch the ground here. It's quite difficult. And I believe all these issues have a way of being solved. We can solve them. And I think that's key. Since you just asked us to say the issues without necessarily putting solutions, I'll just state them. Number 2 will be financial welfare and financial support. I think most of us made a decision to come to the UK based on our businesses back at home. That again, COVID happened, and none of us knew COVID will happen. And most of the students are so anxious because they have been thrown into financial uncertainties. So I think it's only fair that we also have a way that we can support these students who have fallen into this trap. It's not that they did not have or plan enough to come here, but uncertain circumstances do happen and they deserve to be supported. That's fair enough. The third one is academic support. You'll agree with me, for those people who have been here, that there are students back at home who have not even gotten visas to come. Yeah, they don't know what Blackboard is. People are 2 weeks or a month into academic year, into academic semester. They don't know what's happening. Some do not even know their term dates, their semester dates. So I think there has to be a better way that we get this support. Technology has been an hindrance to so many people. We did not foresee this. We are not blaming the university for this, but I think there is a better and a bigger way in which students can be supported into settling in as far as academic well-being is concerned. So all put together, your settling here is very stressful, guys. You need proper support. Financial welfare is a well-deserved and a fair ask for us, especially me, if I'll be your leader. And academic support for students, considering the digital challenges and all the virtual learning challenges that did not foresee is also a big thing. So I think it's only fair that we be cognizant of this, and I think these are issues that I've thought very well about. And thank you very much, Steph.
Thank you very much, Dennis. The questions are in the chat if you need to look at them. And obviously, due to different reasons, we're having to do it in alphabetical order, just to make sure everyone has an opportunity. Jane, the same question to you. So what are the main issues facing international students? And again, your 2 minutes start as soon as you start talking.
One of the main issues raised by some international students during this past month is that they were unable to find placements, internship, or part-time jobs due to lack of skills and exposure. I will work alongside the career team to make sure international students have adequate support to work on their CVs, apply for jobs, and prepare for the first interview. Other feedbacks from students demonstrate their concern of an insufficient placement opportunities from the university, which can be improved by adding more field trips in firms, making it as part of our course, or by creating more career guidance events. One of my proposed ideas, if I'm elected, is to organize an international student career guidance event run by Ukrainian lecturers coming from overseas to share with us their professional experience and give us some advice surrounding the visa renewal process they have been through after graduating from UCLan, which will help us to plan ahead.
Thank you very much.
Is it already 2 minutes? Because I can go.
No, you have another 36 seconds.
It will be too short.
Okay, well maybe you can cover it in the next question.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't worry. Thank you very much. And okay, Tejal advises that I think the main issue would be interaction. There are people searching from their home country to getting help even before they arrive to feel at ease, to feel at ease that they know what they have to do after they are here. But they find problem in interacting, and for people who can interact, they can't find a source to do it. Also, the other problem I think students face is with the Teams that is for everyone to use as of now. As so many people don't actually know how to, and even when they are guided by their faculty, they are still not used to it. Thank you very much, Tejal. Okay, now this is the final question, everybody. You'll be pleased to hear. What are the key things you would work on if you were elected? Dennis, we are going to start with you, but hopefully you have seen the questions in the chat and feel a bit more prepared, so that you can do it. So we will start with you once you're ready to proceed. Again, it's 2 minutes, and we will start when you're ready.
Please repeat the question again.
You would like the question again? No problem. What are the key things you would work on if you were elected?
Okay, thank you very much. I've asked for that because there's always a problem with Teams. They have a bug and not everyone can access the chat part. But I think the key things that I'll focus on when representing the international students will be to ensure that there are very, very collaborative ways of that link the international students with the management of the university and the university leadership. In one, ensuring that we get proper settling. And I want to start with a few issues here. I think most of the settling challenges that I've seen can be sorted by having a partnership encouraged between the university and some of these bodies. For example, I know in the past it has been possible that the university has been liaising with some banks to come and even open those accounts within the university. That is no longer happening, and students are really finding it very hard to get and settle here. On financial welfare and the financial well-being of these students, I think the first thing will be to help undo the misconception that if you come to the UK to study, then you should be fabulously rich to be here. And I think it will be my duty as the international student representative to ensure that the plight of the international students are put across in a very candid, in a very empathical way, and so that they get proper support. We want to see more support. A problem that a local student can fall into as far as COVID is concerned is the same problem an international student can fall into, if not worse, considering they're away from home. And thirdly, on academic front, I think I will take it upon myself to ensure that there's a bit better collaboration with the faculty, the heads, the course leaders, to ensure that students are guided properly, feedback is given in a timely way, and we have enough resources to know where to get academic help and so. And if I can add again, I think it's an important point that Jane has really put across as far as placement is concerned. It's we are anxious. We are in the middle of a pandemic. Jobs are scarce, and we are supposed to do these placements. I think it's upon us to get those, but we need proper guidance. I know today, for example, we are going to have some seminars with local employers and local businesses. Can we have this more and more? Can they really mostly target the international students so that they get this support done and given to them in a big way? So I think all said, it will come to our ability to negotiate, our ability to communicate, our ability to collaborate, and our ability to lead in having these issues sorted. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dennis. Jane, you are next. And what are the key things you would work on if you were elected? Thank you.
I wish to work on the involvement, because international students are not so involved during upcoming events. Oh, really? Can I restart?
You absolutely can restart. Okay.
Yeah.
Start when you're ready.
I wish to involve more international students during upcoming events, so we give a chance to everyone to share their cultures and languages. And with festival as well, we'll be able to share the cultures, what they like, the languages as well. I think it's important because as a student, we are not really aware what other students do, what they enjoy doing, what their languages. It's just an awareness I wish to do. And the second one, I will say, is the challenges of studying online. Because some students may experience an inadequate level of teaching in many of their workshops, as classes are delivered online. There's no interaction between students and tutors, which is not ideal, I know. Some of the feedback from students mention that tutors are not responding to one-to-one queries. For those experiencing this issue, if I'm elected, I will raise it with the academic team and course reps to find out a solution to improve our learning quality.
Thank you very much.
How many seconds?
You have 26 seconds left.
Okay, it's not much.
Are you happy with that, Jane?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, thank you so much. And now we just have a bit of an interlude whilst we get our final response from Tejal. You're all doing fabulous, by the way. There's the timer. Okay, Tejal says, 1, try to make groups of the students from the same course so that they can interact better, know each other and communicate. 2, help them with the essentials to think of before they get here, as in about the course, the living, the costs, and the essentials that they need. 3, I would want to conduct events online for now where people from different countries and cultures could participate and get to know each other and learn from them. That is a statement from Tejal. So thank you so much to the 3 candidates that have joined us today. I just want to reaffirm that there are a number of candidates running for this role, and I'm just going to go through the names. So we have Balakrishnan Chinnaswamy, Dennis Omonde Otieno, Yasmin Al-Ahmad, Jane Constance, Shiva Kumar Vasu, and Tejal Chand Dornempudi. Those are all running to be your next International Students Rep. Voting starts next week on Monday, the 8th of March, and closes at 3 p.m. on the Thursday, the 11th of March. You can vote at uclan.suelections.co.uk. Thank you again to all of the candidates and the very best of luck.
Thank you, Stephanie, and have a good day.
Thank you very much, Dennis. Thank you for working with me on this.